a source of food, or it's a source of drinking water for living things, because without water we cannot live. Okay, so and we have another layer which is too important for our life, which is atmosphere. The atmosphere, if you look at this picture, you see that it's a layer of the gas that surrounds the earth. Look at this one. This is what? This is atmosphere, which atmosphere is made up of gases. Like for example oxygen, which is oxygen is too important for us. Without oxygen we cannot live, we cannot survive. The atmosphere is in and if you look, it is in contact to the lithosphere and hydrosphere, and that's why it is hard to live inside the earth, for example inside the mantle. Why? Because there is no atmosphere there. We can say that there's no enough oxygen there. And even if you look at this picture, you see that a kite flies with the help of the atmosphere. If there's no gas in atmosphere, so how the kite can be fly? So this is the this three layers that we explained. It's about the space or out of the earth. But now, or how we can learn about the other part of the layers of the earth, like inside the earth. The layers of the earth that you cannot see are found under the earth's crust and are called the pyrosphere, or we called it mantle and the core. So when you look at this picture again, you'll see that we learned about the atmosphere, which is a layer, gas layer around the earth, and earth's crust that we live on it, or we call lithosphere. And as you know, lithosphere it's made up of the two parts, water part, hydrosphere, and even land. Now let's learn about mantle and core. So as we explain it, it's a good example. We explained about crust and we said that crust is just like a shell of boiled egg. And now let's learn about mantle and core. We have pyrosphere. Pyrosphere, as we said, it is the layer that found under the Earth's crust. As you look at this picture, you see that it's under the pyrosphere, or we call mantles under the crust. At the same time, it's called mantle. It's very hot layer. Look, this one is important. That's very hot layer. It's not like the crust. Since it's so hot here, rocks and other solid metals, which are usually solid, have melted into liquid. That's why when a volcano happens, you see that the boiled rock, or let's say melted rock, are just come out. All the melt substance found in the pyrosphere or in mantle are called magma. So when it's inside the mantle, it's called magma. But just look like this one, like this picture, that's boiled. And but how it's come? So when we look, it came out by a volcano. Sometimes the magma escape to the lithosphere, and when it comes to the lithosphere, it's called lava, and can be observed as a volcano. So volcano is what? Volcano it's made up of a boiled, or we can say that it's a liquid of mantle that comes out, and it's magma, and when it come out to the crust it become lava. So all you have learned about pyrosphere show that it can be compared to the egg white. So when you look at white part of the egg, we can say that it's what? It is a mantle. So it looks like clear, isn't? Okay, so let's learn the last part, or the center of the earth. The center of the earth, it's called what? It's called core. So look at this far inside the earth, that's called core. The layer at the center of the earth is called core. It's also known as the centrosphere. Centrosphere, center, or you can say that. Yeah. The core is the Earth's deepest and hottest area. So this one is the hottest area. Now, Earth's layer can be placed in order from the outermost layer to the innermost layer. Atmosphere. So if we count it again, we can say that from out to center. We can say that the first one is atmosphere and lithosphere, or we can say that hydrosphere or lithosphere. They are the same. We can say that. And we will say mantle and core, or we call central sphere. So this is about the core, that even the core, it's made up of two parts, inner core and outer core. But we are not going to explain this part because it's not in your book. So let's just skip it now. And we have a simple example about this one. You can do it at home. If you have materials, you can prepare this experiment, and it will be easy. That you need blue, green, brown, yellow, and orange, or you can say that you just need some different colors of clay. And when you make it in inner layers of the earth, and let's make the inner layer of the earth core red sphere, and mantle cover the red sphere with the thick layer of the yellow clay. And then when you just make it, when you make it the other parts, and you will cut it in the half, you see that just like this picture, you will learn about, and you will get the idea about the earth's layer. So, as a summary for this lesson, let me give you a summary about this. As we learned about atmosphere. We said that atmosphere is a gas layer that surrounds the Earth, and we will get oxygen from this layer. And the layer that we live on it, it's called lithosphere. So lithosphere, it's the layer around the, or it's a surface of the Earth. And even there's a part of lithosphere that's called hydrosphere, which is it's made up of water, like ocean and lakes. And then we learned about mantle, which is below the Earth's crust, and pyrosphere or mantle. It has magma. When the magma come out by a volcano, it becomes lava. And we have the center, which is called core. As we compare it with the example of the boiled egg, we can say that the shell of the egg is crust, and the white part is mantle, and the yellow part is core. So this is about the lesson, and but before we gonna finish, I want to give you a homework, page 103 to 106, and just do all activities of this page. Okay. With all my respect, I am Hadi Muhammad Amin Ibrahim. I am from Ishik Runaki Primary School. Goodbye.